I feel like the camera thing is weird.
It's weird. I feel like you're weird.
We got 2 different cameras going right now.
Stereo.
So
It's in stereo.
it's a little awkward. I don't know where to look.
Well, they're right here, this area.
I know what my monitor's right here, so it's
Oh.
a little off. How's your day?
Today, it's a good day.
Good day?
I don't know about the week, but the day was good.
Day was good.
It's a good week too. Hey, you know what? We're healthy and we're here, and
That's all.
so far this week we've made it to the gym every day.
That's right.
I think.
See, I keep looking here. Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
I want to apologize ahead of time because I'm waiting on a response for an offer. So if I have to duck out real quick,
You're gonna leave it to me.
I'm gonna. You're gonna have to be the responsible
Tell
one.
some bad jokes or something.
Yeah. Something.
Okay, perfect. That sounds fun.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. What's on the topic tonight?
We are talking about a friggin' Joe Rogan YouTube video that I watched yesterday while I was on the treadmill and then lifting. It freaking fired me up so much.
It did?
Fired me up.
I watched the same thing. It did me too. It was awesome. It was a 1 hour, 45 minute maybe video, a 45-minute video.
54 minutes.
54 minutes. Yeah, it was awesome. So we should post that on our page. Or you already did.
I already did.
I know. You already did. But can I post it right here?
I don't know. If we're friends on Facebook and you really need a little upper, freaking watch the video because it's solid. So good.
Yep. Should we, before we dive into that, should we talk about the wheel thing? Because everybody I run into downtown or anywhere, or I'm getting calls, messages all day long.
Hold on just a second. We just started being able to do TikTok and Instagram again. So this is only our second episode on here.
Yeah.
Facebook and all that, it's 5 or something like that. So welcome back, Instagram and TikTok. We got this figured out. Okay, wheels.
That's right. Wheels. So first of all, I guess I should say thanks for all your concerns about the wheel thief over here.
If you don't know,
we had our wheels stolen a couple weeks ago off of our older Chrysler 300. And they literally, it was in the backyard, or not backyard, but it was in the back alley. They jacked it up, threw a bunch of junk underneath to hold it or whatever. Got 3 of the 4 wheels off of there and stole them and took them. Long story short, though, I wanted to update everybody because I'm not that I'm tired of the concern. I'm tired of the answer that I have to give because it's a long, involved answer. But we know where they're at. We know who took them. I'm not going to tell anybody who it is for sure until the investigation's done. But just so everybody knows, we are on top of it, and hopefully they will be arrested. And because it's ridiculous, seriously, it's an invasion of privacy. First of all, the wheels weren't worth anything.
No.
It's the whole principle of the fact. So there's some meth heads out there that thought they were worth something and whatever. We got them. So
this is we love you guys and appreciate your concern, but please, for the love of all that is holy, stop asking us about it. Ask me about anything else.
That's right. That's right.
Just not the wheels.
Well, let's get back to the video that you watched then from Joe Rogan. Okay.
So we are talking about Joe Rogan's YouTube video. It was published last December, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And
inspirational video from Joe Rogan. It's a whole bunch of clips into one. And
I can't find it.
It's pretty awesome. I mean, when I watched it the first time, I had my headphones on and I was working, and I just kind of had to sit back because it was so powerful. And the 45 or 55 minutes that it, however long it was, it seemed like it went by in about 10 minutes. And every point he was making is totally what I strive to be all the time. So, I mean, it was awesome.
It just really hits you. So when we've been going to the gym, we're trying to do 6 days a week. We've done a lot lately. But when I'm at the gym, I do treadmill first. And that's where typically I usually listen to Ed Milet. But for some reason, this Joe Rogan video came up on my YouTube. And I'm like, okay, well, let's give this a shot. And I'm so happy I did. Solid points throughout the whole thing.
Got an awesome glare on my glasses. Looks like I'm lighting up, like at a rave.
Lit up.
That looks old.
Anyway.
I look old as hell.
So,
Okay, so let's talk about some points. Hopefully some of you watched it. Melissa posted it on her Facebook page, and I should have too. But how about some main points out of there that you took out of there that we can share with our loyal viewers?
So one of the first main things that he talks about is how people these days are they're going to school, they're getting a job, they're living in a cubicle, all of these different things, and it's like a soul-crushing atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. You're stuck.
Exactly, you're stuck. And I don't believe that anyone is ever stuck. So that one hit a little hard with me. Like, yes, there are different things that you're going to have to do to better your life, and it might be harder, or what am I trying to say? It might, I mean, obviously it's going to be more difficult.
What he said was, this isn't all people, but a lot of people, not even most people, but a lot of people, there hasn't been studies on this or anything, but I know a lot of people that feel the same way. A lot of people feel that their lives are deeply unsatisfying. Mm-hmm. And the reason why is because they, they're taught to do all the things that they're doing. I mean, they get out of school, they get a job, they get a spouse, they get kids, they get a mortgage, they get cars, try to keep up with the Joneses, and if they can afford it, we can afford it type of thing. And then that's what I think he's talking about, being stuck. Like, you have greater dreams and aspirations for you and your family, but they're stuck in the rat race.
Right.
He didn't say that, but that's what I call it, the rat race. And so he goes on, I guess you want to take it from here, but he goes on to talk about the passion project.
Well, there's a lot about that being stuck that really struck with me, because I feel like I really agreed with him, is that there's not a lot of people who find their passion or even know what your passion is.
Right.
So that maybe not so early on in life, you can't start, going after that. You want to be an author, you can't sit down and write the book right away. Maybe that's not something you know until you're 30, 40 years old, but it doesn't matter. He talks about this later, about age.
Right.
Like, I should know this by now. I should have done this by now. All these things. You hit different points in your life where you realize different things about yourself. Did I know that I was going to be a rock star realtor 10 years ago? No, I didn't. No idea. But here we are. Sorry.
Right. Yeah, we both got a message at the same time.
I'm all paranoid. Oh, hold on. There's more. Okay. So the being stuck
thing. But wait,
I have women in my life right now who, one of them, she had a good job, was what she thought was fulfilled with her job. And then this year, she now travels to work. She makes more. The people there appreciate her more. They've given her a solid place in this environment. And she didn't feel stuck, but she didn't realize her worth until recently. So then when she actually went out and started looking for different paths that she could take, she found one and freaking loves it. I know another woman who is mid-30s, going through college, raising 3 kids. She's married and works a full-time job, that she just left another job. This new job, there's room for advancement. There's room for her to grow.
Right.
There's room to actually put the degrees, more than one. You're not stuck. You just have to figure out how to make it work for you.
Right.
And I don't think enough people realize that.
Yep. Do you want me to expand on that?
You can expand or you can move on. What would you like to do?
Well, I guess I'm kind of moving on, but he's still back to the trapped thing. So, if you have, like I said, if you have dreams or aspirations to be in a different city or in a different house even, or maybe he goes on to talk about, there's some people that are perfectly happy because their passion is building furniture. And if a person can be happy building furniture and they can take a piece of wood and shape it into something and sand it and stain it and make it beautiful and then sell it, and that's their passion and that's what drives them. why not get out of the cubicle and go do it? If you're stuck in a cubicle every day, figure it out. You can't just like, tomorrow I'm quitting because Casey and Joe Rogan and Melissa said that I should go do it. You got to make a plan.
You have to save the money.
You got to save the money. Because
obviously, unless you're younger, most of us have families that we have to provide for, kids, we have life insurance or health insurance, all those things.
Right.
So you have to actually plan this. So you have to save money. So you might have to cut back on your $8 a day Scooter's coffee or your pack of cigarettes every day or whatever it is that you can cut back on and save money.
Right.
There has to be a plan.
Right.
But I think that with every plan, there has to be an end date. Okay, well, I'm going to work up to this. This wasn't said, but this is my idea. In this plan, there has to be, I'm going to do this for this long.
Right.
And then on this date, I'm done. Because you can procrastinate that end game date out forever if you don't actually set a date.
And I think once you make your mind up of this is what I want to do and this is my goal and this is my end date, don't just put it to the side burner and always talk about it with other people. Be passionate about it yourself, and maybe don't even talk to anybody about it. Just your spouse or whatever. But instead of taking the time to make phone calls and talk to people about what you want to do, pick up some books. Read. Yeah. And and learn. Learn all about it. Let's say I want to be I want to be a horse person. I want to be a horse. I want to sell horses all the time.
A horse whisperer or what?
Not a whisperer. That's like Robert Redford. But I wish I was Robert Redford. He's a handsome man.
Horse whisperer.
Anyway, so I don't know if that's a bad example or not. But let's say I wanted to get into farming, or let's say I want to be a horse guy. I want to train horses and I want to sell horses.
Okay.
Probably not the most lucrative thing anymore, but that's what let's say that's what I'm passionate about. I'm going to figure out how to make it lucrative. Maybe I need to have a farm where I can have people come out and ride, and then I can sell them the horses or whatever.
We're going to be hanging out with Tracy Zimmerman a lot more.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
So we can learn all about that. Yep. Well, I can. You don't.
That's just one example. Just like if you're taking on a new hobby like golf and you've never golfed before, you would hopefully get a trainer. Yeah. Take some lessons and things like that. Moving into a major business decision or life change, you can't expect to do that without some training. And that's where I'm going with that. The passion has to be there. The plan has to be there.
The drive.
But the part of the plan has to be the knowledge. Knowledge is everything.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
What's next?
Go ahead. What do you got?
One of the reasons that people get in the rut is because it's what everybody does. Like my whole group of friends, I'm not saying my group of friends. As an individual, somebody's whole group of friends might be doing the exact same thing. We all work at a cubicle or we all work at a factory or whatever we do. And then on Friday night, the whistle blows or the time clock punches out or whatever. And then you go home and it's like, hey, garage party time. So then, we work all week and then we go hang out at somebody's garage. And then pretty soon it's Sunday night. It's like, okay, well, I didn't accomplish anything, but I got the yard mowed. And then I got to go back to this job that I maybe don't even hate, but I'm stuck there working, trading my time for money every day. So I give you all my time. You give me a little bit of money. There's one person usually getting really rich, and that's the person that invented the business. And the reason people do that is because it's a comfort thing.
Yeah.
And, not that that's wrong, but it's, you got to get out of your comfort zone. And that's another thing he talks a lot about in there. So like I say, we're going to post the video and it's going to be awesome if you haven't seen it yet. And hopefully we don't have a whole bunch of people quitting their jobs next week because Casey and Melissa told us to.
I don't think they'll do that.
I've been through similar things too on my own that I was in a different job and a long time ago and I really wanted out. And the only way I got out was to hire a coach, a life trainer basically, or a business trainer, and read a crap ton, probably read more in that year that I wanted to get out than I have since then and probably before that. So that's what it takes. Passion, knowledge. So. We got our notes here that we took earlier when we were watching it.
Notes. Got notes.
Mine says pick up salmon at the store. Oh.
No, I didn't.
Maybe that's part of the plan. You got to pick up salmon.
Yeah, you have to pick up salmon. Well, you have to eat right. You have to be healthy.
Yeah. Discipline.
Discipline.
Discipline's a big thing.
Discipline?
I'm just going to skip the discipline. I know it's in her notes somewhere.
Discipline equals freedom.
That's right.
That's what we're going with. Because if you can do something, if you can actually, so like I said, we've been going to the gym. We've been 12 days out of the last 20 something.
No wonder I'm so sore.
Compared to never going at all. We've had these memberships for what, 4 months, 5 months?
Yep.
But I finally was like, okay, if we're doing this, we're doing this. So we're doing it, but it's discipline. It's not we don't feel like going every day.
No.
But it's something that we want to get better at and work towards. So it's almost like the discipline in your life becomes a routine.
That's right.
And the more that you do it, the more it becomes that routine. And so if you do those hard things, like going to the gym after you're sore as freaking heck,
yep,
you're going to feel better about going because you know that you can do it.
Yeah.
It's taking the first step. It's, what did he say? The starting block.
You know, I've noticed a couple of times when we go there, like I'm just not feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
But once I get started, I'm like, okay, well, I can just go there and walk on treadmill for 20 minutes. And then all of a sudden it's an hour into it. I'm like, okay, well, I got that done, so. Exactly.
So it builds routine that you then take pride in.
Right.
Like I'm very proud that we've been going. And it's a small thing that we've been doing, but it's that little push that helps us throughout everything else. I'm sorry, but when we get up in the morning and we go work out, I get so much more done and I feel so much more productive and I have so much more energy. And honestly, like if I'm not on the treadmill and I've switched to my playlist, I'm like bebopping around the gym, like mouthing the words to whatever I'm listening to.
Yep.
Like it just makes you feel so much better.
Oh yeah, it does.
And there's so many things that you can do.
Makes you sleep better at night too.
Yeah, my Fitbit told me that.
You had to have your Fitbit tell you that?
Yeah. You don't believe it until somebody tells you.
Okay.
So I'm telling you, focus. It's for real.
That's right.
Hi, Marissa.
And then another thing you talked about was failing at your goals or failing at anything you do every day. And as a person who has had plenty of failures in his life, my wins far outweigh my failures. But if I quit every time I failed, I was thinking earlier, I've opened 5 different businesses since I was 30. Actually, since I was 25. And so I started 5 different businesses, and every one of them except for one kind of fell flat on their face. It took some time for them to do that. I didn't go bankrupt, thankfully. I had people tell me they weren't going to work, and so that drove me even harder to get them working. Mm-hmm. And one of them, I borrowed a little bit of money from my granddad and was able to pay him back in the year that I was open, or year and a half that I was open. But I went to him after about a year and a half. I said, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to close up shop because this and that, and it's just not working, and I'm not making any money and not having enough cash flow to keep it rolling. And he says to me, well, I knew that from the beginning, that wasn't going to work. But he never told me that in the beginning. He just said, yeah, go for it, and wrote a check and said, here you go. It wasn't a huge amount, but it was enough to get me going. And he took a chance. I would think, though, even if I hadn't had the opportunity to pay him back, he still would have said, pay me back when you can. But the main thing was that he said, yeah, I knew it wasn't a good business idea, but I believed in you because you were so passionate about it. Mm-hmm. So that was just kind of a neat thing that happened to me along the way. But all those failures cannot define you, and that's just a failure in business. I mean, there's things I failed at in relationships with friends and things like that I learned from all those things. And so Joe Rogan is he likes to cuss a little bit. I'm not going to throw it out there, but you can't let your f ups, your screw ups, determine who you are. That's easy to say, but unless you really think about it, it's easy to say, well, I'm not a screw up because whatever. But if you're ever down on yourself because you keep thinking back about all those screw ups, then it starts to define you. You won't take the chances anymore. You won't put yourself out there because you think people maybe think you're a screw up.
Well, and even if you do take the chance, you have put yourself into that failure category. So,
yep.
Okay, say you start something and 2 days later you quit. Well, I knew that was going to happen because that's what I do.
Yeah.
That's your mindset.
A loser mentality.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
That's going to be a good one.
That's going to be a good one. Okay.
That's going to be a good one. But yeah. Real life example. So we obviously haven't been together forever. We were both married before. We have beautiful children from our exes and we learned a lot from them, but we failed those marriages.
Mm-hmm. We did.
And I'm not saying that it was all us, but that's a very big lesson that we learned. And we learned things about what we need in our marriage, what we have to do that works for us, the different things.
I don't think only that. I think we learned what a person of the opposite sex needs. Like a lot, well, for me anyway, a lot of what I get out of our marriage is what I put into it.
Right.
If there's a week where I'm like so overwhelmed with work and I just don't have time to pay any attention to the little things, then I can notice a difference. And it's not like we're having a knockdown, drag out fight or anything, but I can just tell the closeness isn't there. So that's pretty interesting.
Right. So it's all those, I wouldn't take back any of the things I failed at because how much has that taught me?
Right.
How many lessons have I learned?
This roof line behind me makes it look like I got a cone head. Sorry. On Instagram.
Anyway. Lorelai keeps posting little things.
Yep.
Molly, I love you.
Embrace the loss and build on it.
Exactly. Don't live there.
Yep.
I love that quote. I don't remember what it is quite exactly, but it's like, if you need a day and you need to break down, cry the tears, scream, do whatever you need to do, but don't stay there.
Mm-hmm.
Get it out, move on.
Yep. Before we go any further on the video thing, so I saw a quote here just a little bit ago from Elon Musk, which is weird. I don't normally quote Elon Musk, but this was interesting. So back to the being stuck in the job that you don't like and things like that. We're taught in high school to go to college, get a job, earn a living, and that's it. Period. They don't teach us about money. We've talked about this before on other shows, and I've given you the book that changed my life and changed a lot of people's lives. Of how to think about money and how to make money work for you, and instead of you working for the money and blah blah blah. If you haven't read the book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, it's been around forever. Most people said they've read it, but they haven't. And it's usually sitting on a shelf somewhere that their parents gave them because they didn't know how to talk to them about money. But anyway, this quote, I can't do two things at once, so I'm trying to go through my phone here. And anyway, gallery, there it is. So talking about high school and how to, they teach you how to get a job. Yeah. They don't even teach you how to balance a checkbook in high school, do you? Barely?
That should be a thing, but no.
Elon Musk, I don't know when this was for sure, but he said, the fact that an 18-year-old cannot take out a $10,000 business loan, but can take out a $100,000 student loan tells you everything you need to know about the government.
That is so sad.
Isn't it right, though? Did you see the quote yet?
I didn't see that yet, but holy friggin' buckets.
I mean, I don't know if it's a conspiracy theory, like he said, like a government thing, but it's a way of life that they're trying to ingrain in our children. Like, no, you cannot start a business, but you can have $100,000 of student debt, and go learn how to do something that in 2 years you're not going to like, and things like that. So, that's just, it's like it's like you're being bred to go work they just want you to be a contributing member
of the man.
Of the masses.
You're going to work
man.
for the man.
So that's interesting to me. Just an interesting quote I saw today.
That was good.
Mm-hmm.
That was good.
Thanks.
What else do you got?
Life is temporary.
Whew.
Life is temporary, so.
Obviously, we all know that we're not going to live forever.
Home is where you make it. You want to see homeless people? What?
Shut up.
Okay.
Obviously, we all know that we're not going to live forever, but there's not that sense of urgency that's built into us. We think that we have all of this time and that's what I'm trying to say. All this time to get these things done. And I'm not saying, like earlier, you don't have to do this by a certain age. You don't have to do this by a certain age. But why are you not living your life the way you were meant to live it?
Right.
Why are you not freaking jumping off the mountain? Mm-hmm. Why are you not diving into the freaking ocean? Why are you not taking the chance?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to catch up to us.
We only have so much time.
Mm-hmm. Joe Rogan talked about the people you see walking down the street that are elderly and kind of hunched over, and did they do everything they wanted to do?
Who knows? But that's going to be us. Well, we have done everything that we
wanted
to do.
Sooner than you think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it might feel like you have forever. Just do it. Mm-hmm. He talked about the Nike slogan. He's like, that is the best slogan ever. Just do it.
He said, get your fun out.
Get your fun out. Live your life.
Get your live out.
Your fun, your live.
Yep.
Do everything.
That's an awesome thing.
What will
your story be? That's hard for me to say.
What will your story be?
What will your story be?
I'm going to write a book. I'll tell you my story.
It's not defined by your failures, by the way, either.
We already talked about that.
I know. But be the hero. Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to jump ahead.
This one I got.
Okay, you got this one. I can take a break.
He talks about how you should be the hero of your own story. Mm-hmm. And this I feel to my very core, because let's get real. Okay. I was born to two drug or alcohol addicted parents. I have eaten at homeless kitchens. I have lived in a motel that was paid for by the state. I have done others. I could go on forever. But that's not the life that I wanted. So I've always tried to be better than that. I wanted better than that for my kids. I wanted better than that for my family. Mm-hmm. So honestly, at the age of 35, I'm sorry, but I'm already the hero of my story. Yep. If I'm only going up from here, this is not where I'm going to be forever. I'm going to keep going, and I'm writing the hell out of this story. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and one of the powerful things he talked about there I thought was awesome is he said, pretend like it's a superhero movie, or not even a superhero movie, but a hero movie, where, in the hero movies, there's always that moment when somebody's down and out, or they're a loser, or they're whatever, and they've got to get their life back in shape, or maybe they need to start working out to like go dominate and be the hero. Yep. And they're always, just this out of shape turd. And but they it's like the champion songs playing and all that stuff. And when it flips and then it's real dramatic. Well, pretend like today is that day that the switch is switched.
That's where you wake up.
That's where you wake up and say, no more of this BS. Mm-hmm. I'm going to stop doing the things that are harmful to me. Yep. I'm going to start doing this and start doing that. Eat lots of vegetables.
Chasing my dreams.
And so you got to live like that every day. Like,
be your freaking hero.
Yep.
Nobody's going to come and save you.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Nope.
They might assist you.
Yeah.
There's no prince. There's no. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
No.
You're on your own, boo.
And then, I think he started talking a little bit about find a mentor or a group or a tribe. The mentor thing doesn't have to be like you're going to pay somebody to be a mentor.
No.
but maybe have a newer group of people that you associate with. Don't give up old relationships and friends, but maybe,
Right.
hey, you know what? Once a week, I'm going to go talk to this person because he's successful, and maybe I'll learn a few things. So there's two ways you can look at a successful person. This weekend, I happened to be around somebody who was extremely successful, very wealthy, and he's always been very nice to me. But it would be easy for me to turn my nose to the air and say, well, he's too good for me, or he just got that because of dumb luck, or he was born into that, so I shouldn't respect him, things like that. But for me, and it's not something I ever even had to work on. For me, I don't get jealous of those kind of people. I just want to learn more about, okay, how are you doing that? And so many of the people that I meet, it's like if you talk about somebody that's successful, the comment they have is, yeah, well, you'd be successful too if, you were 6'8" and blah, blah, blah. I mean, they make up any excuse. Well, he's dark complected, so those tan people make more money. You don't know that, I'm like, what are you talking about? The pigment of his skin being darker. I mean,
right.
It's just always like, well, his hair feather's real nice, so,
right.
Or his wife's got money, come from, whatever. So there's always an excuse, but I don't get jealous about people like that. I always just want to learn more about them. And, I want to know how they did it. And so why not hang out with them?
Do you know why you feel like that?
Why?
Because you don't have that loser mentality.
Mm-hmm.
This is something he addresses. I'm not just calling people losers. What did he say?
He said that it's a loser mentality. You get jealous.
Wondering why others are successful and is the refuge of losers. Mm-hmm. So if you are coming at me or anybody else saying, oh, why is she so successful? Or why are they so successful? And I'm back here, blah, 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 blah. What are you doing to yourself?
Yeah,
It's not serving you in any way. It's literally not affecting me or whoever that other person is. It's only putting you into that center of negativity constantly.
Yeah, it's poison. Jealousy and hate towards somebody's success is a poison. And that poison only goes in one direction. That's right back at you. It only poisons you. So
I call it karma.
I call it karma too. But I've worked in other offices and other businesses and other industries. And there's always the group of people that are misery loves company, right?
The downers.
There's always the group of downers, whether it be 2 or 20 of them, and that's not the group I want to be in. It's just awful. And you know why they're like that though too, is because it's a comfort thing. Like, oh, there's only one successful person here out of the 12 or 20 that I'm in, and all the rest of them I can be friends with. So,
right.
But not me, So when I went to work at a bigger office in real estate one time, I wanted to work for the most successful office, and I was in there with people that were just dominating the real estate sector. And it would have been very easy for a jealous type person to go in there and say, well, why can't I make that kind of money? Or why can't I do this? Or why can't I do that? How is she getting all the business? And how is he getting all the business? Well, figure it out.
Exactly.
If somebody else can do it, you can do it too.
Well, and wouldn't you be the person that wanted to ask, can you tell me what you're doing? Can you help me?
Most definitely. And if they say, no, you're a loser, then you can be mad at them.
But most successful people want other people to succeed.
Right. That's what I want.
Like, I will be your number one freaking hype person.
Yep. I
will help you in any way I can, but you have to ask the questions. You have to ask for help.
Right.
I mean, we're doing this podcast about a Joe Rogan video I found on YouTube that was posted last December. We live in 2022. The possibilities and the tools and the utilities that you have are endless.
And the reason why we do this podcast is because we want to share our life experiences. And so hopefully somebody can learn something from it. And we're not doing this for ourselves. We don't have this big ego trip that we want to be in front of camera, because I'll tell you what, This is like as most uncomfortable as I can get typically in front of a camera. I'd rather talk in front of a group.
Casey asked me if I was going to wear my Motley Crue t-shirt, and I was like, yeah, this is who I am.
Yeah, well.
He changed. I didn't.
I did change.
Welcome to this world.
I had to put on something that make me look thinner.
Whatever.
Stripes. So anyway, yeah, enough with the hate. This world needs a lot of love, and there's enough crap going on in the world without hating people that are successful. Why not learn from them?
One of his big things in this, he talked about it throughout the video several times, is about just being kind to people.
Mm-hmm.
Because if
the golden rule,
but if you're stuck in that negative position, if you're not being kind to people, people are not only going to not want to be around you, but your life is going to be that much worse.
Mm-hmm.
If you are the one who is kind and who says hi to everybody and who smiles at everybody and who puts that extra effort in, how good do you feel about yourself?
Right.
How good do you feel in the world when you are putting out
exactly
all the good vibes
mm-hmm.
and not the hate? It's so easy for people to hate on you, on everything.
Yep.
It's just ridiculous. You just have to be a kind person. Life is better when you're kind. Stephanie knows what I'm talking about.
Yes, she does. Can't see her. You guys can't see her message, but we read you loud and clear, Stephanie. If anybody has any questions too for us, go ahead and send it on over. Just make a comment. I can't catch a break, you guys.
Another one of the big things towards the end of this video was the I can't catch a break, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, I've been working on this for about 48 hours and I had this ginormous rant in my head. And I even warned Casey, I was like, if I lose it tonight and just go off, I apologize in advance. But the I can't catch a break, guys. So here we are. You're born, right? You're born. You're dealt a hand of cards. You do things differently in your life to change out these cards to make your hand better.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
If you're not changing out your shitty cards and you're in that negative place all the time,
mm-hmm.
and you can't catch a break, oh, this always happens to me. I just can't catch a break. It's bad luck, blah, blah, blah. It's in your head.
Somebody's always got better cards.
No, they don't.
But I mean, that's in their head.
Right.
That's what they're manifesting out there in the world.
Exactly. It's all in your friggin' head. Okay, so this has become a pet peeve of mine lately.
Okay.
Facebook. I love social media. You guys see me on social media all the time. I like to put my life out there. I like to share what I'm doing. I like to share my day.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an attention thing. I just feel like I connect well with people. So that's what I do. I share all the things. I'll get on social media in the morning, and first thing I see is some sarcastic meme from the same person who posts a sarcastic meme every freaking day. Or a poor me story every single day. You guys, you are stuck in this rut. You are not trying.
Right.
I mean, there's so many things, and I can freaking preach to you all day about, okay, read a book, do a gratitude list, take time to meditate, go work out, eat right.
Mm-hmm.
You have to change your mindset.
Well, there's just some people that don't want to change, and we're saying all the things that you need to do. And this is why we're doing this, because I think people that know us from our past are pretty blown away on where we are at now.
Exactly. I'm not, both of us, we're not the same person we were last week. We're not the same person we were last year. We're not the same people we were 5 years ago.
Or yesterday even.
Or yesterday.
Yep. You
are always evolving.
Mm-hmm.
Take the initiative and take the time and quit fucking bitching. Sorry. Quit complaining. Take all of that time that you complain and actually pour it into something that's going to be positive for you.
Mm-hmm.
Lolly.
Oh, that's the top. Okay.
Yeah. That's my newest
awesome.
pet peeve is the negativity I see every day.
Yep.
Every day.
Did you have any questions from people? I had one.
I don't think so.
I had one. It was actually more of a comment than a question. And from one of our faithful followers that's been to every live video that we've done. So the other day I helped a gentleman, a young gentleman.
Exactly. That's another mid-30s changing his life
with the help of me. And this is not a me thing, but this is how I'm giving back. And so I got him into a situation where he's going to reach a goal this year that he didn't think he was going to reach. And it's, eventually will be life-changing for him if he stays on the same path. And I know he will because he's passionate and committed. But he sent me this, or he sent me this yesterday, actually. He said, when it's starting to become a reality on the first step of where he was going, he said, he goes, I can't sleep. I'm so freaking pumped. And I'm like, yes, I know. I'm addicted to that feeling too. When your dream starts to take shape, even in the early stages,
Right.
And he said, I'm so excited. And then a little bit later he said, but I'm also really nervous. Like I'm really scared. And I know that feeling exactly. And so do you, just from some of the crazy stuff I've dragged you along the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But it is very exciting and it's also very scary. And so that's when you need reassurance from your spouse and from your mentors or your group of people that you're with. And you need, if you don't know how to do the plan yourself, you need to lean on people that have been there and done things to be reassured. I don't do a lot of things without some careful consideration of what the downfall could be. And for me, real estate is it's usually a win-win situation. Now you can probably lose your butt in real estate if you don't know what you're doing. But thankfully I've always gotten the education ahead of time and have always come out okay. And like I said before, I'm not trying to brag, but I've never lost money on real estate. So I feel like I know what I'm doing a little bit. And I have a lot of friends that are very, very knowledgeable in real estate, and some people that are older than me and some people that are younger than me that I lean on every day and ask their advice, ask for their help, whether it be just for knowledge or possibly helping me purchase something or, lots of different things. So I know the exact feeling. And when you get to where your goal is, it might not be real estate. It might be, I'm going to quit my job and become this person instead after my careful consideration and my planning and my knowledge and my money that I've saved up. And now it's there. It is a very scary feeling because you're getting out of your comfort zone. Being in your comfort zone is being stuck in a, what do you call it? A quiet. He called it right at the first. He called it. It's a quiet misery. I call it, but it's a, being stuck in your comfort zone is not
quiet
empowering.
Desperation.
Quiet desperation because you're desperate for more, and you're not out of your comfort zone at all. It's I could do that every day. I could just at 5 o'clock not do a podcast or anything and watch people make moonshine on Netflix. So you got to get out of your comfort zone if you're ever going to be any better than what you are now.
Right.
And so that's what I had. Hopefully that helps, but it is extremely exciting and a little scary, but that gets your adrenaline going and that makes it even more exciting. The other thing I would talk about too is if you have a dream that is far out there that, it doesn't even have to be that far out there, but anytime you do something different than going to work 9 to 5 and punching the clock and, 5 o'clock hits and you're having drinks with friends and then you go to bed and then you do the same thing the next day. Anytime you're doing something outside of that, where you're planning for your future and changing things, people are going to look at you a little strange if you try to give them your plan because they don't understand. They don't have the knowledge. They haven't read the books. They don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean?
They're in that monotony
Yeah. What do you mean, make my money work for me? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
So anyway, I would say keep it to yourself as much as you can. Pick out a couple friends or a couple of mentors that have been there and are doing the same thing. And don't worry about what everybody else thinks.
Exactly.
In about 10 years, they're going to say, what the hell?
Well, look what just happened there.
Yeah. So
blew up.
There you go. Alrighty. What else did we have for tonight?
I think that's it.
That's it?
I think that's all, folks.
No other questions?
Nothing. Lorelai says Hanky says he loves you.
Hanky.
The
dog, Hank.
The dog.
Hi, Lorelai.
Number 1 fan.
Number 1 fan.
Anyway, like we already said, I posted this video on my Facebook. I actually tagged you in it, so it should be on yours too.
Okay.
It's really good. I don't typically post those things unless they really hit me hard. And let me tell you, I was running a little faster that day.
I can probably post it right now. Give me just a second here.
What are we going to talk about next time?
I think we should have a guest. Should we have a special guest?
Like who?
I don't know. Any suggestions? Preferably not a paid guest, like somebody famous, like Elon Musk isn't going to be here. Or
joining us
Grant
tonight.
Cardone. Or
Lorelai says it should be her.
Oh, yeah. Well, why not?
Okay, Lolly, get your presentation planned out.
I am so quick at this internet thing anymore. Okay, just a second.
She's excited.
She's excited.
She's going to do it.
Maybe we'll have her on for a little bit. Just a second. I got history here. Got watch history. It's going to be down here somewhere. March 29. Okay, well, never mind. I'll post it on my page.
Okay.
We'll post it on the page. Can't do too many things at once. All right.
Okay, that's all I got. You guys.
Watch the video when we stick it on there because it's awesome.
Watch the video. If anybody is rewatching this after we're done with the live, please hashtag replay because we're so popular and we're trying to get all the views we can.
Yeah, we're going viral and stuff.
One of these days.
Yep.
Anyway, be kind to each other. Chase your freaking dreams. Do something with your life.
That's right.
Because we're rooting for you.
Wake up.
We're rooting for you. And if you need an ear, we're here.
I got big ears too.
That rhymed.
Got big ones.
If you need an ear, we're here.
Yeah.
Your lifeline for a lifetime.
If you have an ear, we're here. Just bring the beer and steer clear of all the deer. God dang, I should have been a rapper.
We should have cut this off a minute ago. It's getting crazy now.
I'm like Peanut M&M. All right. We'll see y'all later.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.